Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to recap. A day after the JJ Peterka trade, and I'm still not feeling necessarily all there. Let's get right into this video. Today I wanted to talk about the Peterka trade a little bit more, and also if there was more to it than just this single move, because on paper this trade looks really bad for Buffalo. Of course, you're getting a defenseman that can be paired with Owen Power, which is a good thing. It's something Kevyn Adams has promised us for 3 years, has finally come through on it. Again, he's got a little bit of speed, a little bit of offensive talent. He also has physicality. I believe in a game against the Sabres last season, he had the Gordie Howe hat trick in one period. So this guy, is willing to put it on the line for the team again. And then you get Doan, who is a work in progress, a potential guy who's kind of a gritty guy like a Zach Benson type player, but not as talented as of right now. But Kesselring and Doan, again, I like both of those players. After doing some research, I like both of their games. I think they both are going to help the Sabres. But Kevyn Adams just simply did not get enough in return for Peterka. And this trade field, it really felt rushed. And I look at this, and people are saying Kyrou and Rossi were offered, and I get you might not want a forward in return, but man, you better be getting something really nice for Bowen Byram if you were willing to pull that trade immediately before the draft, before free agency opened. It seems Kevyn Adams either has one or two moves in line, or he is just lost, right? It's one of the two, and I don't know exactly where we're going with this, but I'm going to put my faith in the Sabres, which is something I should never do, and say that there is something more to come. Because we know Bowen Byram is getting traded, right? That's a 95% chance. I've been pounding the table saying it's going to happen for over a year now. And I know people, when I first put that out on our story and all that, they didn't really take too kindly to it. They thought Byram was going to stay. They didn't appreciate the thought of it, and it's coming true, though. Bowen Byram will be no longer a Sabre in the coming days to weeks. I'm going to say that Kevyn Adams has a trade lined up for Bowen Byram, and he is going to be getting a forward to fill in Peterka's spot on a top two line. Whether that is somebody as good as a Jason Robertson, a Jordan Kyrou, I don't know. Whether it's somebody maybe a little bit more gritty, I don't know. But the JJ Peterka trade screams Lindy Ruff. Get rid of this guy who, is similar to Skinner, you could say, lacks defense, has a ton of offensive upside. And we bring in some bigger guys and some physical guys. Again, on paper, the trade looks terrible. Advanced analytics have softened me up a little bit on these guys. Kesselring more than Doan, but both of them, showing some good signs there. But you look at JJ Peterka, it's just one of those players that you cannot give up on this early, especially after all the other cases of Sam Reinhart, who, the Sabres couldn't really lock down long-term. They kept, bridge deal, and it just didn't work out. Just all these players that come into Buffalo and end up good on other teams. And I've said it over and over again. I don't care. The past is the past. We have to look forward. We have to look into the future. But as we sit here today, I mean... You look at this team, there are holes everywhere now. You have defensive holes still. You don't know what you're doing with Samuelsson. Now you have a first two lines, that is absolutely depleted. Your second two, your bottom two lines, I should say, still not great at all. So, again, you need a ton of additions in free agency and at the trade deadline. But if you're going to trade Peterka this soon, rumors heat up and all of a sudden you give them away for, not the greatest package in return, you got to assume they have something lined up quick that they needed that roster spot for. Again, the season is months away. Free agency opens up next week. You have the draft coming up this weekend. By the time this gets uploaded, it'll probably be the draft time now. You got to assume there's more moves to come, and something very soon and something big. Because if not, if the Sabres and Kevyn Adams do this move, which, again, you could kind of put in the same category, even bigger than a Jeff Skinner buyout, and then proceed not to use the money or the freed up space, I am going to go berserk, because this team just does the same things over and over and over. They have to win something eventually, right? You have to bring in good players. You have to make a move that the fan base can unanimously agree on is the right move. And this JJ Peterka move, again, we haven't seen the full picture yet. We don't know what's to come. But if it's step one of a four-step process, it's a brutal one to swallow, and you're really gonna have to lighten the mood and lighten our opinions with these next couple of moves. Again, if the Sabres make the draft pick in the first round and get another prospect who is just not going to see the ice for years to come, it is not going to be a pretty sight in Buffalo. I'd love to know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Do you guys think that JJ Peterka was going to be a liability with the Sabres? Would you have given them that I think 7.5, 5-year contract that Utah gave him? Let me know in the comment section below, and let me know if you expect Kevyn Adams and the Sabres front office to redeem themselves with the upcoming moves, because they certainly have a chance. This is the offseason. This is the heavy time right now, the draft and free agency. A week from today, I could be sitting here saying I am pumped for the season, ready to go, and love the roster, but right now, I am far from that. Let's hope Kevyn Adams can find a way to get there. Again, just to sum up this video, though, it is, as somebody who really thought JJ Peterka was going to be the next big thing in the NHL, this one was tough. Again, we talked on the podcast, me and Don, about potentially getting rid of Peterka, potentially, using the offer sheet to our advantage, potentially, getting a big return for him if the market strikes. Just seeing these rumors of, some of the deals that were proposed, and again, we can't listen to these until they're confirmed, but it just seems like the Sabres took the worst option out of all of them. You just got to hope they make better moves in the future, and they are able to kind of make sense of all this. If you're getting a defenseman for Peterka, you better be getting a forward for Bowen Byram. So again, like the video, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. It's a tough time being a Sabres fan. I got the Bills shirt on today, as you guys can see. Hopefully I can wear the Sabres shirt in the next video. Thank you guys for watching, and peace out.